I'm going to be reading from my collection Hysteria, which is a collection of asylum poetry. And a nice fun fact to start this off with is that I did a lot of on-site studying, and I went to a lot of abandoned asylums and took tours and did a lot of research and got to know the buildings and the history of a lot of the patients while I was writing this. So some of this literally comes right from the psych ward. So I'd like to start off with one of my favorites, which is called The Color White. White reminds me of bone, of marrow being sucked out of me on a frozen, snow-covered plate, while bleach is poured down my throat to cleanse me and sterilize my blood. I don't see clean, I see covered-up filth, black lights on white sheets, violation and screaming impurities, crystal tears in a sea of what used to be abstinence. White reminds me of teeth, of his crooked smile and elongated canines, the absence of his reflection in my bedroom mirror, and the icy touch of his skin against my cheek. White is supposed to be comforting, but the gloved hands of the people sticking tubes down my throat don't make me feel that way. A sense of calm doesn't rush over me when I see their white jackets rushing at me like I'm a closet case who's faking an attack. White is supposed to be blissful, but it hurts my eyes. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of hurting, and I'm sick of this color being everywhere I go in this damn hospital, because every time I see it, I feel the walls close in a little more. I feel his blank eyes stare straight through me, because first and foremost, white reminds me of blood and the 2 holes punched in the side of my neck. The next one is called Patient Mute. They sewed up my mouth, sealed my lips together in black fabric, threaded them with the steady ease of a tailor's hand, a surgeon's hand, one whose field of practice prevented tongues from spilling lies like blood. They took my voice, snuffed it out in a sea of medicine, of poison, and when I couldn't tell them to stop, they laughed as they butchered my throat, ripped out my music box, and severed the cords. In a life of silence, I lie awake, bathed in a slow decay of deafening stillness, as I'm strangled by the words that were left unspoken, by the screams that were never even formed. And the next 2 that I want to read, kind of a experiment that Mike Arnzen and I have been challenging each other with, where we pick either an author or a movie, and we write poems based off of that. So the first time we did this, we picked Edgar Allan Poe, because anybody that knows me knows I'm obsessed with Edgar Allan Poe. And we each decided to pick a poem, and I picked The Raven, and this is my poem in response to it. It's called Blackbird, so no one knows it's The Raven. Alrighty. I ask of you, can a dead soul cry? Can it weep tears of blood as it wails in the shadows of lost loves and empty bottles? Can it mourn the memories of abandonment and neglect, sew up the prideful wounds of ink-spattered rejection, cast out in the dust-covered compositions no one got to read? I ask of you, can a heart still hurt after it stopped beating? Does pain fade into the ether of dusk until dawn while ravens sing their funeral songs over his rose-laden grave? Do they mock him in unison, squawking at the man who died for his art, whose words wove madness into a definition of sanity, whose stories bled out like a telltale heart, whose metaphors tapped at our doors, relentlessly questioning our reason, our judgment, our sobriety nevermore? I ask of you, does the damned fear the shape of death? Does it cringe at the fluttering blackness that hangs over its head like a dark cloud in the blue sky? Does the winged beast unsettle even the deadliest of creatures, a marauder even to the master that brought it to life? Does the raven speak blasphemy, rhyming with the serpent's tongue, eyes gleaming like a demon that is dreaming? Can it see into our souls? I ask of you. Does the feather of the blackbird bring the reaper, arms open, scythe extended, no more questions, nevermore? And then our most recent challenge, since Mike and I both love David Cronenberg, we decided to write a poem in response to his movie Scanners. It's on my phone, so sorry, I'm gonna kind of be glued to the screen right now. So I titled it Brain Helmet. Anyone that sees the movie can probably know why. Okay. All right, Mike, so this one's for you. I want you to concentrate. Get inside my head and tell me what you see. Go ahead, grab something specific, something personal. Take what you want and disclose it to the group. But you don't see anything, do you? No, because there's nothing but walls in here. A fortress of stone blocks built around memories and thoughts. A concrete castle ruled by its queen who picks and chooses who gets in and who stays out. And she doesn't like it when someone storms the ground and tries to key into her private collection, her emerald isle of nightmares and dreams, so she protects them by destroying the threat. Yes, I'm quite sure you don't see anything, but she can see you. In fact, she's watching you right now, and she's laughing as you shake, as your teeth clench and rattle in your mouth. Is the pressure too much? Can you feel her focus now? I can all but taste the electric on your tongue as she feeds me your energy. It's pulsing, rising, breathing inside of me. Can you hear the drums? Do you hear the battle cry? She'll slaughter you without lifting a hand, dissect your memories with a thought, and the best part about it is that you won't even see it coming until your head is spinning on the ground, a brain helmet smashed in the explosion. Nothing left but a big bloody mess.